A couple of weeks ago, a guy sent me a message on Instagram offering me to get me clients. I mean, to bring me clients for software as a service development. He had like a software to do cold email, but I didn't really understand what he was offering me because he was talking from a company's profile. So I didn't understand if he was offering me a software or if he was offering me the service. Then I realized that he was doing exactly what I'm going to explain you in this video. And this is literally the reason why I'm bringing you this video, because I believe this is something very powerful if you have a service, because you have almost 50% of the work done, 50% of the job completed, because you already have clients, you already understand the problem, and you already know how to provide a solution for that specific problem. So I would recommend you to stay until the end of this video, because in that way you will understand this clearly and you will be able to apply this on the service that you provide. If you take a look, most successful software as a service companies didn't start as software as a service. They started as services, agencies, consulting, or manual work. I mean, a couple of years ago, when they didn't have, AI and all the new stuff, they validated, software as a service ideas with manual work. Behind the scenes, they were doing manual tasks in order to be able to provide the service. Only later, they become a software. So this matters because it removes pressure, okay? You are not late, you are not behind. If you run a service, you're actually in the right place for the exact same reason that I was explaining you. You already have clients, you already understand the problem, and you already understand the solution. But turning a service into a software as a service does not mean automating everything, removing humans, or building a huge app. It means taking a recurring problem you already solve manually and turning it into a repeatable system, something that actually works without you being there. Sometimes that system is software from day one, and often it starts as an internal tool. Sometimes it's half manual, half product, and only later becomes software as a service. In a minute, I will explain you everything, but first of all, I want to remind you that if you want me to help you build a usable product with the strategy that I use for all of my clients, you can book a one-on-one call. I will leave you the link on the comment section. And on top of that, if you're liking this video, you would also help me a lot if you subscribe to the channel and you share this video, because in that way we can keep growing, we can keep reaching new people. Now let's take a look at companies that already did what I'm explaining you, okay? Basecamp. Before being software, Basecamp was a web design agency, 37 signals. The problem is that projects were chaotic. They had poor communication and no clear system with clients. So what they actually did, they built internal tools to manage their own projects, use them with real clients, and only then turn them into a product. So the lesson is that the software as a service came from real service pain. Not an idea, not an abstract idea. Another company that you can see is FreshBooks. FreshBooks started as a service for freelancer, but the problem was manual invoicing, constant errors, and administrative waste of time, okay? A lot of manual work. So the founder built a system to invoice his own clients better. Then, and only then, other freelancers asked to use it. So they solved basically their own service problem first. If you take a look at ClickUp, for example, ClickUp began as an internal tool to manage work. It didn't start with let's build Asana. It started with we need a better way to run our own work. So software was the consequence, not the starting point. And if you see, if you take a deep look at all these companies, the pattern, all successful cases share is first of all that there was a service or manual work. A recurring friction existed. A solution was built for internal use. It was validated through real usage, and only then was it sold as software as a service. This doesn't mean that you cannot start a software as a service from scratch. But if you already provide the service, you have a lot of advantages. You may have an audience, you may have clients, and all the things that I already mentioned. The thing is that not everything should become a software, okay? The things that work well as a software are repeated decisions, clear processes, common mistakes, steps that always repeat, tracking, and visibility. It may not work with pure creative work, okay, highly subjective judgment or extreme customization. I mean, if you take a look at the vibe coded websites, you will always see a pattern. I mean, you will always see something that repeat on almost every website, because I think that the AI cannot replace creativity. But if you have any of the processes that I already explained in your company, you can use this exact same strategy to build the software. Okay, first of all, the way you can offer it. Okay, in simple terms, the best strategy is starting with the service leads, the product supports, the product improves, and the service stops being the bottleneck as the last step. And if you do it the right way, it can make you more money because you don't have to be there. You stop changing time for money. You have mainly, I mean, three ways, okay, to offer it. First of all, it's done for you. You may already know this if you are into marketing. This is your current service, okay? You execute, you have a high price, high time involvement, okay? You have to put your own time or your team's time. And the software as a service here organizes delivery, centralizes information, improves client experience, and as a result, you have less chaos, better outcomes, and you can charge more. You don't need to remove this to build the software, okay? Because here you understand the problem and the solution. As a level 2, you have done with you, okay? This is the sweet spot. This is where most service businesses unlock leverage, because here you guide the client, executes parts of the work, and there is a structure. The software as a service here is the system, is the step by step, and is the source of truth, okay? As a result, you have to put less time for clients, more active clients you have, and also more recurring revenue. This is like the middle step, okay? Before removing yourself from the service and automating this completely, because the level 3 is done by you. I mean, done directly by the client, okay? Here the client enters alone, follows the system, makes better decisions without you, and as a result, the price is lower, but you can accept, I mean, hundreds or thousands of users because you don't need to be there to provide the service. And this is the model of any kind of app that you can see nowadays: Netflix, YouTube, any type of app. Now that you understood how to offer it and the steps to offer the product, I will explain you how you can develop it, okay? As a first step, identify real friction. Ask yourself, what do I explain every time? Where do clients always get stuck? What decision do I repeat constantly? Pick one thing only, okay? Because the more focused the product is, the easier it will be for you to scale. As a second step, validate by talking, not building, okay? Create content around the problem that you are solving and aim for questions, messages, and real interest. If you upload content and the only thing you see is silence, you may have to change the message. As a third step, sell before building, okay? A simple landing page with problem, outcome, and a clear action. At first, it will probably be to subscribe to an email list or something like that. And once you have the product ready, I mean, the MVP ready, the same button will redirect people to the onboarding flow. Now, the step 4 is build something you would actually use, okay? I mean, if you wouldn't use it with your current clients, it's probably useless. That's why at first it's better to start with done for you and done with you. Those are the best mechanisms to create a good product. So what you can take from here is, if you run a service today, don't start with technology, don't start with ideas, start with the problem, okay? Start with the problem that you are solving. Start with friction, then you productize decisions. You use software as a support and you scale in levels, the same levels that I have already explained to you. Because literally, I mean, a software as a service is not a separate startup in your case. It's the natural evolution of a good service, because you started by offering the service and then you start removing yourself from the middle. You can make more money with less time. I really hope this video helped you. If this helped you, it would also help me a lot if you subscribe to the channel and you hit the like button, because in that way we can keep reaching new people. And it only takes just a couple of seconds. Thank you very much for watching, for supporting the content, and I hope to see you in the next video.